fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy the Gooch, and we're here for episode number 44 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are absolutely getting where we need to get to. Yeah, we're doing great. So, let's go ahead and continue onwards and bring Mr. Gossip back to the stand.
Order! Order! Bailiff! Bring the aforementioned witnesses back into the courtroom immediately! Well, I never. An undeniable ring of bruising indeed, and identical to that of the witness beside him.
Now what's going on here, eh? I've always had this. It's a birthmark, isn't it?
A birthmark, you say? I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you?
Aye, something about an inspector again. But I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong as usual.
You're denying all knowledge of it.
Of course I am. Are you trying to kill me with all this nonsense, huh?
Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back on Fresno Street, won't you? Now, we're going to need you to testify again. And you, Mr. De Rousseau and Mr. De Rossi, I'm sure you'll cooperate, won't you? Do we have any choice? We are in a big trouble, eh, capo?
That's quite enough dilatory chatter. Proceed with the testimony.
So I want them to do too. Oh shit, I just super spoiled myself. The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man. He's right, see? You think we would forget that he's a Grand Libs, huh?
I never leave Fresno Street, alright? I've no interest in any red-headed league. I'm all alone in the world, me. I've no kinfolk or nothing. Or would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, eh? Does it look like I could carry over the scars with a face like this?
I mean, that's like a valid point. I did spoil myself, and I'm not mad, but like, you know.
It would certainly appear we have the wrong man.
What have I been telling you, huh? There was no need for this pointless testimony.
That's right. I'm just a simple peddler, remember? Fresno Street's all I know. How would I have come by a police inspector's identification book, eh?
Well, yes, it's hard to explain, but...
A brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief.
Isn't there anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be onto something?
I stand steadfastly at your side as always, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright, so... on statement 3... Press hold it! What is it? Bullshit! So you'd heard of the Red-Headed League, had you?
You don't get a name like Gossip for nothing, eh? It's my business to know what's going on off in town. I saw that tasty titbit for a fair few redheads that came past me. Just between us, I even got sandwich to cough up for it.
Well, he does have a very red nose if it counts.
Who knows?
But as you can see, my own hair's not got a hint of red in it. And in any case, Fresno Street's my patch. You won't catch me siding off to some other part of town.
Excuse me! Mr. De Rousseau! Can I help you? Did Mr. Gossip Ward just now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps? It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park. A small house or something. To be the headquarters of your Red-Headed League, yes. I visited an housing agent on Lime Street, and there I saw him. This man was paying money to the agent.
What?
Mr. Gossip with the housing agent? He has some kind of contract in his hand, and they were clearly discussing terms.
But no, you're mistaken, chum. I've never left Fresno Street, me. Like I said before, you've mistaken me for someone else, someone with the same face.
No, the capo's right. I remember it too. He was paying a man with the banknotes. With notes?
Like I said, that wasn't me! I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money, so I looked at the name on the papers.
And what name was written? Mr. Gossip?
Oh, no, this man, he lies. He tells you he has no name. But in fact, his name is Hugh Boone. It is better than Mr. Gossip, I think, see? No! I'm a peddler of tidbits of information, like I said, on Fresno Street, and that's that! Oh, I don't much like folks talking about my personal life.
Indeed. And it is not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of the witnesses. Very well, I shall respect your wishes, sir. The aforementioned names will be redacted from all court records of this trial, assuming no objections.
Yeah, objection. I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object. Because the name just mentioned has a very deep significance to this case.
Good gracious! Do you similarly object, Prosecutor Asogi?
As it happens, my lord, that particular name has already been mentioned during today's proceedings.
Well, I never! In what capacity?
Hugh Boone, the name of the leaseholder of the room.
Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room. I suggest, sir, that you start talking.
Well, alright, I suppose that might be the case,
God, he's got fucking, like, scoliosis, dude. God damn. So your real name is Hugh Boone?
Well, just between us, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but there's no finer peddler tidbits in town. So I happen to be able to afford a grubby little room in a fallen down backstreet townhouse.
You do?
And once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent to the agent on Lime Street. Oh, I remember now, there were 2 vulgar redheads in there last time. Hey, if any of us is a vulgar, it is not me!
Sing again, Peppino. Why didn't you bring this up before?
It's like I told you already. I don't like talking about my personal life. I'm a tidbit peddler as far as everyone else is concerned, no fuss.
You will update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Boone.
If I must.
So the leaseholder Scotland Yard has been looking for since the body was discovered. Has been here under our noses all along. Huh. And then, now that we know it's his, we can take the longest possible fucking way to present that. If you have no kinfolk as you put it, then explain why it is that among the sparse furnishings we found this photograph in the room. I presume, as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not?
Oh, well...
Mr. Boone, drop the pretense and tell the court exactly who you really are.
I don't know what you mean. I'm a peddler. I keep telling you so. You really don't need to bother with me. Please, just leave it alone.
As the man says, leave it alone. Whatever the truth is about this man's life, it has no bearing on this case. Because it's simply not possible that he impersonated Inspector Gregson. How can you be so sure? Just look at the man. No amount of disguise could ever hide those unmissable features. But what if we were to look at this the other way around? What do you mean?
Yes, counsel, what do you mean?
Well, there's no denying that Mr. Boone's lip is very prominent indeed. But consider the possibility that his prominent lip is itself part of an elaborate disguise. And hiding that prominent feature, in other words, revealing his true face, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Hugh Boone?
Good. Witness! Are you still hiding the truth from this court?
If that's a disguise, then underneath it, his true identity must be.
Yes, that's right. There's only one person he could really be. My lord, the defense believes it can reveal Mr. Boone's true identity to the court.
No, please, no!
Very well then, Counsel. What is the true identity of this peddler?
Obviously, bro. Daily Vigil.
Take that!
Your real name is actually Mr. Vigil, isn't it? Mr. Daily Vigil!
I don't recall that name, Counsel. Who is this Mr. Vigil?
It's a name I encountered yesterday, my lord. It has to do with a certain client, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. A young gentlewoman came to the detective asking him to locate her missing husband. The woman in this photograph, in fact. This is Mrs. Vigil. What? From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. But of course, on that night, you were being held captive by the two Red-Headed League men. And last night, you were put up by the prosecution service in preparation for testifying in this trial, because we'd been led to believe that you, Miss Venus, and Mr. Sandwich were all homeless. Well, that's sweet of them. Being important witnesses in this case, we need to know where we could find you, of course. And that explains why you've not only been unable to return home, but also unable to contact your wife, who's been beside herself with worry, waiting for you at the Vigil residence. Nah, just hold on a minute. I don't have that. What I'm talking about? Really? It's a simple enough matter to confirm my suspicions. All we have to do is pull off that disguise.
No, please!
Booth! Bring soap, a sponge, and a washbowl at once! Mr. DeRusso and Mr. DeRossi, you will restrain the witness!
Oui, my lord. Si, my lord.
Oh, shit.
Ah! No! Stop! Get off, please! Don't!
Bro, that's crazy.
Well, we are now seeing your true features, I presume.
Lift your head, sir, so the court can see your face.
It would appear that the defense counsel's assertion was entirely correct. This has all been a very elaborate deception. So, witnesses, tell the court, have you seen this man before?
God, I don't believe it, what? See, there is no question.
Yeah, we're at the end. This is the last episode I could do tonight. This is the inspector we saw in the park.
Extraordinary!
Yes, this is the last one I got in me. On the day of the Red-Headed League enrollment, the man claiming to be Inspector Gregson, who appeared before Mr. DeRousseau and Mr. DeRossi in the park, was you disguised as the inspector, or rather, was you posing as the inspector in no disguise at all. Mr. Vigil was formerly employed as the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
The chief warder? Then your career had promise. Why, you would quite possibly have become the future governor of the prison. What on earth could you have been doing peddling little tittle-tattle on Fresno Street?
Well, it's been 10 years since Mr. Vigil worked at the prison. 10 years. I'm really dreadfully sorry about all of this. Yes, it's true. I am Daily Vigil. And you were the chief warder at Barclay Prison 10 years ago? So where did Mr. Hugh Boone come from? Boone is the other me. It's a name I invented.
Well, evidently there's a great deal under the surface here.
I'll explain everything. I'll tell you just how wretched my life has become. As you say, it was 10 years ago now that my employment as Barclay's chief warder came to an end. Having left the prison service, I searched for some new occupation by which to earn a wage. But times were hard in London, and I found no suitable engagements at all. In desperation one day, I turned my hand at selling wares on Fresno Street. But your wife appears to know nothing of this. She still maintains that you are the chief warder at Barclay Prison. I was utterly determined that my wife should not know of my failings, which is why I've never told her. I opened an account at the bank under the name of Hugh Boone, and I rented the cheapest room I could find on Fresno Street, the scene of the very crime we're investigating. Yes, that's right. A place from which I could emerge every morning at 8 as a squalid peddler, and transform myself back every evening at 5 into a well-dressed man about town before returning home. That quickly became my daily routine. That's crazy. I was puzzled by the lack of furniture in the room, but that explains it. But why on earth didn't you just tell us this in the first place? I have a wife, sir, and 2 sons. Without wishing to sound self-conceited, they regard me with some pride. I couldn't bring myself to disappoint them. So instead, you decided to conceal your occupation from them. Yes. I've made such a terrible mess of everything. Still, one thing doesn't add up. No matter how many tidbits of information you could sell to passing gentlemen, even at 6 pence apiece, you couldn't hope to match the salary you must have commanded as a chief warder at the prison.
Very true. To have kept your family in comfort despite 10 years of somewhat misbegotten employment.
That was all thanks to Inspector Gregson.
Inspector Gregson?
What on earth? It was some years after I'd invented Boone and begun my other life as a street seller. The inspector, that is, recognized me one day.
Do you mean to say the victim is an acquaintance of yours?
I knew him from my time working at the prison. When he saw what I'd become, he was deeply troubled for me and my family. From that day forward, he visited me on Fresno Street with increasing regularity. Then one day, he asked if I would carry out a secret assignment for him. A secret? What was it? I was to impersonate the inspector.
What? Impersonate him? Bullshit.
We always met in that little room so the inspector could brief me.
Visit us, Christian Moore, and take a statement from the proprietress.
It was always something along those lines. Surveillance work, interviewing people. On those occasions, he would lend me his identification so people would believe who I was. My instructions were to make an impression, to let people know that Inspector Gregson had been at work. And for those services, he compensated me financially.
A Scotland Yard inspector willingly relinquishes identification into your care with intent to deceive? That, as I'm sure I need not point out, is a very serious criminal offense.
But why? What was the point of you impersonating him? I truthfully do not know. All I can say is that the inspector warned me on numerous occasions.
Now remember, Vigil, I need your solemn word. You don't blab about this to anyone, alright? Ever! Even if I end up a croaker.
In time, he started to bring papers with him to the room as well. It became something of a second office for him.
Why did he need the fucking room? Just to change?
So in fact, the person who declared himself to be Inspector Gregson at the park on Lime Street was really...
And how in 10 years did no one ever see him go up there and get suspicious?
Yes, it was me, acting on the inspector's orders. As usual, I removed my Boone disguise, and then went as instructed to the park, armed with the inspector's identification book. It never occurred to me that the bruise on my neck might give me away.
That's crazy. That's actually fucking wild. That is, like, insane. That's so crazy to me.
Well, it would seem this confession completely destroys the defense's case.
Explain yourself, Prosecutor Asogi.
My learned friend's assertion was as follows. The victim was killed at another location on the day before his corpse was discovered, at the hands of these 2 red-headed League men when they imprisoned the inspector. No, that can't be. After all, it wasn't the inspector who went to the park that day, it was me.
Oh, goodness.
Finally, we have clarity. We've had nothing to do with the murder of the inspector. And merci, bonsoir de la defense, for proving it.
Yeah, we're cooked now, we're finished.
Order! 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 Indeed, it would appear that we have reached the de facto conclusion of sorts. These witnesses had no involvement in the murder of the victim, as proven somewhat ironically by the defense. I hereby call an end to the cross-examination.
We're actually cooked.
Hold it!
What could that be? I'm not aware of this. Pardon me, my lord, but with your permission, I would like to pose one further question to the witness. Kazuma?
What question, counsel?
It concerns the events of 10 years ago. I believe you would have been present at a very significant execution that was carried out at the time. 10 years ago. The execution of the professor, Genshin Asogi. I want to know exactly what your involvement was. Oh. Answer me, man!
One moment, counsel. Is this related to the current case?
Naturally. It is the prosecution's belief that this case and the events of 10 years ago are inextricably linked.
Does the defense concur, counsel?
Kazuma, you're not yourself. You're not as calm and collected as usual.
Poor Kazuma-sama, no wonder he's acting this way. Mr. Vigil's memories of what happened 10 years ago would tell the tale of Genshin Asogi's last moments. His own father.
I know, I do understand that. But even so... Prosecutor Asogi, do you genuinely believe that this question requires an answer in order to learn the truth behind Inspector Gregson's death? I need you to trust me, please. Very well, then the defense has no objection.
I see. In that case, you will answer the question, witness.
The truth is, I remember very little of that time. You've forgotten? I'm sorry to say, yes. As I said, I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. For some peculiar reason, my memory of the events leading up to that moment is extremely hazy.
Does that not strike you as strange, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry?
Well, 10 years is a long time, but to have forgotten the reason why he left such an important job.
Yes, you're right. Not only that, Mr. Vigil's claim contradicts what we already know. The human spirit is a fragile thing. It's broken all too easily, which is why we have a tendency to wrap it up for protection. Sorry? The human spirit? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean. When we experience pain and suffering that we feel unable to bear, we block it out, obliterate it from our memories, seal it away. But it never truly leaves us. If the seal is broken, the memories resurface. And when they do, that fragile spirit may finally be crushed. But I really don't.
Kazuma-sama.
But if it must be crushed, then so be it! Because the truth will not stay buried! It's coming out one way or another. Right, now I understand. It's clear what his intentions are. He means to expose the truth at any cost. Perhaps if I pointed out the contradiction in what Mr. Vigil claimed earlier, it might cause some crucial memories to return to him. But should I? Do it. I have no idea how this is going to go, but this is a court of law and I have a duty to pursue the truth. Mr. Vigil, I'd like you to look at this! Evidence that contradicts what you said.
Take that!
Just a few moments ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. Well, yes. In other words, you claim to have left the post of Chief Warder in your own volition. Well, yes, of course. Why? Tell me. Do you remember seeing this document before? No, I don't. This is a dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of a prison staff member's employment. A dismissal notice? What the hell? And the name on the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil.
What? It's mine?
So you didn't resign from the prison service at all? For some reason, you were dismissed as chief warder from Barclay.
No, there's been some mistake. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense. Isn't it?
If you were forcibly dismissed, there must have been a good reason. Clearly, you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time to break the seal and have you remember. According to the few remaining records, the final execution you supervised was on 17th June 10 years ago. And on that day, something very serious took place at Barclay Prison.
The 17th of June.
Was that the professor's execution?
Professor.
As you were the chief warder at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present throughout the proceedings.
It does sound familiar.
And yet, the execution never took place. The convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later re-emerged from his grave.
The convict came back to life.
In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness.
However, the witness claims that a moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder, and a bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moments.
Yes.
Seeing as you were in charge of overseeing executions at the time, you must know the truth about what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down. Well, Chief Warder Daily Vigil, I know that there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on 17th June 10 years ago. And now it's time for you to drag them up! Mr. Vigil?
Yes, the whole prison. It was complete chaos. The prisoner escaped. He was killed in the cemetery. The shocking news ripped through Barclay like a hurricane.
What?
Order! Do you want me to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories of the time have returned? Ed, it's like some floodgates have been opened. The images, the screams.
Oh, my goodness.
The papers, the reports, the articles about a man who'd seen a ghost.
Yes, Enoch Drebber.
But surely those reports were exaggerated. There were traces at the scene.
Traces of what?
In Lowgate Cemetery, at plot number 139. Blood. Lots of blood. That's where the man was buried, of course. Obviously, something terrible had happened there.
Oh, wait, the fuck, hold on a second.
The depths of conspiracy and depravity from which this tale is emerging are quite staggering.
I've reviewed the police reports from that time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to ascertain how the convict managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by the investigation team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved.
Are you suggesting that a prison warder abetted the man's bid for freedom? Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape.
You did what?
I remember now. The horror of it all is coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, Some detectives came to the prison. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower.
I'm sorry, darling. This is a serious business, but I cannot help you now. As Chief Warder, you responsible for overseeing the execution of 4, eh? Well, it seems the fellas at Scotland Yard want to have a wee word with you about it. You better pack your things, lad. You're to attend in person.
As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew,
Professor, the most hated killer in our country's history.
And I let him escape. I'm finished. My life is over. Order! Bailiff, fetch a doctor at once! Holy shit. Court is adjourned for today with immediate effect!
So, with Mr. Vigil's collapse, proceedings came to an abrupt end for the day, once again overshadowed by the legacy of that notorious killer, appearing like a cursed ghost ship on a foggy ocean. Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Vigil, Cosima, and Gregson, all of them bound by invisible chains anchored to the same wreckage in the murky depths of the past. But the miraculous light that had been trying to cut through the gloom and shine on those tragic events was playing on the edges of the truth at last.
Damn. I don't want to spoil it for myself too bad. I just want to see how much bullshit. And it seems like there's a decent amount for the thing. I need to stop anyways. My voice is fucking killing me. But go ahead and save our progress up till now. Go ahead and do that. We've been playing this shit for 8 hours, allegedly. No, it's 8 p.m. We've been playing this for an unknown number of hours. For now, I'm going to end the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.